Hill looking to make it count and does.
Shelley's had the hot hand all evening. Floats it home. Umaga Peely comes up with it. Shelley retreats, fires and hits.
It's a Victorian showdown tonight as the Southside Melbourne Flyers host Geelong Venom at the State Basketball Centre. The Flyers have found some winning form of late, aiming to make it 3 in a row tonight as they chase a top 4 finish. While the Venom are desperate to take victory against their rivals, having lost their past 8 games since they beat the Flyers in round 5. The players have arrived thanks to Minor Hotels as we get set for a big battle tonight. Jess Webster with you alongside 2 of the best basketball minds in the country. NBL champion and Women's Kangaroos head coach Damon Lowry and a legend of women's basketball, 5-time WNBL champion and Olympian Michelle Timms. Great to see you both. Damon, it's going to be a great battle tonight.
Jess, it's good to be seen, and I'm hoping for a great battle because both teams, there's 2 races going on. There's a race for the top 4 because Flyers are tied with Canberra, and then there's a race to avoid the wooden spoon. So Geelong don't want any parts of that, so I'm expecting a very desperate game by both teams, Timsy.
Well, and being the point guard we can't wait for the Rochi Heel Shelley matchup. That's going to be great. Always entertaining, and Rochi in fabulous form.
Well, the Flyers have won their past 2. They're averaging 99 points in their last couple of rounds. Key to their fortunes is Hayley Peters. She's scored 34 points in the last 2 weeks, and she caught up with our courtside reporter tonight, Megan Huswaite, a few moments ago.
Well, Hayley, Southside are on a 2-game winning streak. What's been the key to the turnaround in form?
I think we just found our rhythm a little bit with certain things. I think it takes a little time when you have a new team that comes together, and we had a lot of things to learn about each other. We had a difficult, a challenging first few weeks of the season, but I think we've learned a lot. So I think it's just us finding our rhythm a little bit.
Has that been the case for you too, finding your rhythm in this league? We often talk about imports and adjusting to the style, the officiating. What's been the one thing that's you've had to address in terms of facing this league?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's finding my role inside of the team that we have. We have great players, and you want, for our team to play well, everybody needs to play well. And so trying to figure out, where my role is and all of that. And then from there, I think I can play better. Yeah.
Well, you have been playing your role very well. We look forward to seeing you do so again tonight.
Thank you. Thanks.
Well, Timsy, she's averaging the 10 points per season, but in their victory against Sydney last week, she had 21. So when Hayley Peters gets up and going, the Flyers look like a stronger side.
Yeah, look, I love her. For me, I think she's the X factor. She very blue collar in the way she goes about it. As you mentioned, 10 points average, but she's also their second leading rebounder. So she adds a lot to this team.
Well, as I mentioned, 34 points in 2 weeks, but Mackenzie Holmes from the Geelong Venom did that in a single game last week against Perth. She set a new individual season record in that match, and she also caught up with Megan.
Well, Kenzie, it's been 50 days since Geelong's last win. Is it a case of new year, new Venom?
Yeah, that's what we're hoping for. Every single game, we go out with the same mindset. We just have to put together a full 40 minutes, and we've been training really hard this week, preparing. Southside's a very good team, very hot right now, so we're looking for a good battle tonight.
You've had an interesting couple of weeks. You had a slimmer few weeks there in terms of your scoring output, but come back to great form and produced a season high 34 points against Perth. How have you battled through your form in terms of you've been well scouted and teams know what to expect from you now? Has that been a good challenge?
Yeah, it's been a great challenge. This being my rookie season playing professionally, I knew there was going to be some ebbs and flows, so just continuing to stay, poised and stay focused and just continuing to just work hard every single day and, seeing what happens game in and game out.
And finally, one word to describe your matchup tonight with Kayla George.
I think exciting. It's a great challenge. She's a great player, and I'm looking forward to having another battle against a great player.
Us too. Thank you and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
It's been an impressive debut WNBL season from Mackenzie Holmes, Damon, averaging the 21 points, 9 rebounds. And what are you expecting from her tonight?
More buckets. More buckets from the young lady from Gorman, Maine. I've never been to the state of Maine, so shout out to them. But yeah, this girl is a walking bucket. She's a potential 30-piece every single night. It's just a matter, Timsy, of whether her teammates can incorporate her enough times to get her involved.
Well, that's been the question, isn't it?
Well, look forward to seeing what unfolds tonight for Mackenzie Holmes and her Geelong Venom. The atmosphere is building at the State Basketball Centre. We're looking forward to this contest as we head courtside and say a very big hello and welcome to Megan Huswaite.
Good evening, team. And it has been contrasting fortunes for Geelong's imports this season. For Alyssa Pilley, who's played just 26 minutes in WNBL26. She hurt her ankle in the opening minutes of Geelong's season opener. That injury required ankle surgery. She came back and played against Canberra a few weeks ago, and then at shoot-around before the game against Perth in Perth last round, she was taken to hospital where she was diagnosed with a kidney infection. She spent several days in Perth hospital, including New Year's, and was able to fly back just a few days ago, so not suiting up tonight. She's hopeful of playing next week against Townsville in Geelong, and it's one of the saddest stories of the season and what could have been for a genuine star of the WNBA and for Geelong's fortunes in this WNBL season.
Absolutely. Thanks, Megan. We look forward to seeing Alyssa Pilley back in action soon. Hopefully, it might be new year, new fortunes for Geelong Venom as we get underway at the State Basketball Centre. It will be the Venom through Shyla Heal with first possession, who hands it off to Sharp. Go to Shelley. Can she get her shooting back on track tonight? Back to Heal, who has been in some kind of form as well for Geelong since returning from injury midway through the season, averaging the 16 points.
And that foul was always going to happen. If you crowd Shyla Hill like that, she's that savvy, that smart, and she's going to make, all she's going to do is just make a quick move. So that's a quick foul on Rachi. She wants to be careful.
And I like that Southside started man-to-man, and then on the inbounds they've gone to zone.
Here's Shelley from deep for the first points of the night. It's no good. Peters with an early rebound. Hands it off to Rochi. He's putting together a fine season, and that was miscommunication if we've ever seen it. An early turnover. So the starting five tonight: George, Locke, Rochi, Peters and Bourne for the Flyers, and Shelley, Brett, Sharp, Heal and Holmes for the Venom. Flyers looking to seal that fourth spot. Geelong hoping to get off the bottom of the ladder. So a bit to play for these two sides tonight. See a patient build up from Geelong. Shot clock's ticking down. Pass inside Shelley. Keeps it alive. Is Bourne for company. It's around her. Just can't find the finish.
Yeah, that matchup zone, Timsy, is giving them some trouble. First couple of possessions, nothing's looked smooth on the offensive end for the Venom.
Nope.
Get a first look at the Flyers offense. Lock in the corner. It goes down for the first big bucket of the night.
And there's Damon's girl on cue.
Yeah, unlock that offensive game, girl. Love to see it.
In the starting five for the third consecutive game. A little spark to get us underway tonight. Here's Brett for the Venom. Nice feed to Sharp. It just didn't quite get the roll she was after.
But that's what you've got to do. You've got to change sides against that zone, and you must have some sort of penetration, whether it's a pass penetration or dribble penetration.
And teams that have man-to-man plays against the zone.
Yeah.
How many teams got plays for a matchup? It's one of those things that you need to identify, and you could probably run both offensive against it, but like you said, you definitely need some penetration. We checked the Amy replay. Good kick out by Maddie Rachi. Cash from the corner from Locke.
Change.
We're getting an early taste of this matchup between Rochi and Heal. A couple of fouls each. This first quarter, here's George. Misfires.
Wow.
We all know that Kayla will pick and pop. You got to know if she's going to flare on
There
those.
was way too much space that Alex Sharp, she got away with one then, didn't she?
She got away with it.
Charlotte Heal finds some space. Couldn't get the points. So a few chances gone begging early for the Venom. Can Nia Locke produce? Goes in the George direction. Fires it out to Rochi. And then pulls the trigger, and that also drops in. A couple of big back-to-back triples for the Flyers.
She froze Mackenzie Holmes with a nice little jab step and shot her, tees one up, no bueno. Maddie Rachi came into this game, Timsy only shooting at 29% from three, but she's not going to be shy. She's not going to let that shooting percentage affect her taking shots.
And with that three-pointer, it was the 200th of her career.
200.
She's playing some great hoop, though, that's for sure. When she can keep her composure, she's I just love her change of speed. She's been really patient offensively the last couple of weeks, waiting to get after her own shot.
Peters fires it out to Locke. That one's off target. Rebound falls to Heel, and she races away. Flies with an early 6-point advantage. Venom share it around. Ends back up with Heel. Now she looks to make her move, decides to go for it from outside the arc, and it's also off target. So searching for the first basket, the Venom. They've had a few chances early stages. Flyers looking for an early advantage. Rochi underneath the rack, and it's denied by Holmes.
Good block. Mackenzie pushed the ball in transition.
Fires it out to Brett. Also can't get it to drop.
So that's what they need. Sorry, that's what they need to do. They need to get some cheap buckets, Geelong. They need to get the rebounds and run.
Let's have a look at the Mackenzie Holmes block. Perfectly executed. Coming off 34 points against Perth. Beat her own record earlier in the season of 33. Just been in superb shooting form. As has Maddie Rochi. It's a nice little layup.
And she did a great job of running her man into the pick there. Too often we see players coming off those picks, not running their man off the screen.
It's forced an early timeout here because the Flyers have done all the attacking. They lead 8-0 in the opening minutes of this first quarter at the State Basketball Centre.
And you can tell with Geelong's, this is a great timeout, by the way. 8-zip, you can't get off to a bad start. You're on the road, you're already on the bottom of the ladder. Little things like that, you just have to make a stand.
Well, pre-game, Megan Huswaite caught up with Christy Harrow as the Flyers look to secure 4th place in the run home. This is what Christy had to say.
Yeah, I think it's just a bit of confidence in the group, and I think we've been shooting the ball well. You know, we had 113 against Sydney, but I mean, I did have a bit of a negative with our defense. Like, you know, they had 94, and if you do that against the top teams, you're not going to get a win. So I think, you know, it's nice to be able to be on a 2-game winning streak, but this game's really, really important for us, and we know that, and they're probably trying to get a win as well. So hopefully it's a good game for everybody to watch today.
Well, Timsy, I think Christy Harrow will be pretty pleased with their defensive effort so far.
Yeah, she certainly will. You know, the last 2 games especially, they've really controlled the tempo. They've done a super job on the boards and getting out and running.
So 8 points already to the Flyers. Rochi with the 5, Nia Locke with the 3. Got us underway tonight. A 3-pointer. So we get play back underway. Geelong looking to settle here. Hill hands it off to Holmes. Up against George. It's the foul.
And you can see that baseline, Timsy. There's a lot of gaps. They're starting out. It's a junk kind of a defense, but like I said, if you're not poised, it'll give you some trouble. But this is when you need some creativity on the offensive end and not be so structured, not so rigid.
Let's head down to Megan, courtside.
Well, the woman with the ball right now, Mackenzie Holmes, we know she's a young player and she was frustrated in that timeout, but she was calmed down not only by coach Chris Lucas, but point guard Shyla Hill. She certainly carried this team on her shoulders this season, more so than any other player in the league.
As we mentioned earlier, averaging the 21 points per game for Mackenzie Holmes, and she misses her first attempt.
And that's a layup that Timsy, Mackenzie could have made that, right? Left-hand layup on Kayla. But I would like to see her get Kayla out in more space so she can face up and possibly beat her off the dribble.
Like an elbow catch.
Yeah.
Elbow catch, face, off she goes. One dribble rip.
Hayley Peters finds herself at the line, who, as you mentioned, has had a good couple of weeks. 34 points in the last 2 games. She extends the lead 10-0 halfway through this opening quarter. Mackenzie Clinch-Hoycard into the action for the Venom. Here's Holmes with ball in hand. Hands it off to Heel. Back to Shelley. Goes for it from long range and another miss.
Yeah, she's really struggling from the 3-point line, the poor thing. It's really, I mean, when you miss by that much, that's in your head.
Fast break from the Flyers, and Bourne adds to the tally.
It's not so much, obviously nobody wants to miss a shot like that, but to get back on defense, though, to give up a layup after that is the bigger issue.
Holmes makes a move and gets the roll, and Geelong are finally on the scoreboard.
That's going to be an entertaining battle, George and Holmes, isn't it? Sure has started that way.
Kayla George wide open for three. She makes them pay every time.
Well, Georgia Woolley slipped over, so it's 5-on-4. Nobody identified Kayla in one of her favorite spots on the floor.
Shelley gets it up and in. Back-to-back buckets for the Venom. Flyers with an 11-point lead. Lock over the top to George. Bounces off the rim, but Peters with the O-board and the finish.
Timsy, what's the mindset like when you're playing the bottom team on the ladder? At home, everybody's expecting you to win and win handily.
Yeah, but it's more than that. This is they're trying to keep or maintain fourth spot. So there's a lot more to it. Oh, that's just horrible. Horrible trans D with 3 players back and not one of them can get safety.
You feel, Timsy, fourth spot is probably the Flyers to lose at this point.
Yeah, I agree. Oh.
Here's a steal from Rochi. And another easy bucket. The Flyers in cruise control in this opening quarter.
This is like a replay of round 9 when they met each other. Almost another one when they met each other. 11-23 was the first quarter score then.
So they played each other twice this season. Geelong winners by 12 points in round 5, which was their last win of the season. And the Flyers return serve in round 9 and beat them by 28.
It's real easy to feel sorry for yourself in a situation like this. You're down 17, but it's only the first quarter. It's only been 7 minutes played. This is when the leadership of the Venom, they need to circle the wagons, not panic. There's a lot of game left, but there got to be some non-negotiables, Timsy. Number 1 is we got to get back. We can't give up layups after missed shots.
Well, we're halfway through WNBL26, so don't miss your chance to catch a game live this summer. It's the perfect family day out, packed with energy, atmosphere, and unforgettable moments. There's nothing like being in the crowd and part of the action. So scan the QR code on your screen now or visit WNBL.com.au to find a game near you and get your tickets.
You know, Damien, at the start of this game, one of my keys for Geelong was that they played hard. That's something they can control, each and every player.
Flyers 21, Geelong 6. Nice deflection done there by Woolley, and she takes it down the floor. Here goes Heel. Back to Clinch Hoycard and now to Shelley. To Holmes and back to Shelley. It's turned over as Bourne hands it off to George and now to Peters, and the Flyers can look to generate something in attack. Here's Peters, feet set for 3, makes it count.
Once again, total breakdown in communication. Jazz Shelley told everyone what defense they were in, and they still left somebody wide open on the wing.
It's an 18-point lead to the Flyers with just over 2 minutes to go in the first. Oh, nice spin move from Woolley off the left, no good.
She's somebody to keep an eye on in the future, Georgia Woolley. I like that. I like her makeup. I like her size, her athleticism. As Haley Peters, no good from the corner.
Shyla Hill to Clinch Hoycard. Now they go inside to Holmes. What can she do under pressure? It's turned over again. Andrews off to Bourne, and Peters all alone and an easy bucket.
No communication between Mackenzie Hoycard and Shyla Hill. Didn't scramble in time. Now they find themselves at a 20-point deficit. And Timsy, okay, you want to go to Mackenzie's going to sub out now, but for future, she's got to know if she don't make a quick move, she's going to get double teamed, which is smart by the Flyers. But everybody else, once they give the ball to her, they can't stand there and watch and hope she scores. You got to keep some movement.
Heel to inbound. Clinch Hoycard hands it off to Woolley. Now back to Heel. That one rattles out.
And his post defense, whether it's a post player or a guard, whenever in the block, players are just too happy to stand behind and try and battle. That's not good enough. Like, she should have slash arm and got round then. She had plenty of time to do that.
Watch a little fumble. She recovers to Bourne and hands it off to Rochi. She can't get it to go. Jazz Shelley looking to make a move against Reed. Gets the roll and the call. One to come.
Just put her head down, got on the rim. Caught Tara Reid just not in a good defensive stance. As we check the Amy replay, and Jazz just, I didn't see the foul neither, by the way, but whatever. She gets herself to the free throw line. You take whatever you can get.
She's had an interesting season, Jazz Shelley, averaging 13 points per game. She had 29 a couple of weeks ago against the UC, just the 2 against Perth. Prior to that, 2 against the Flyers. Born to Peters. Let's go over the top to Poch. Now what finishes it off?
What a great offense. What a great offense. Overload, then stretch that weak side man, and then the low post has got to catch.
Shelley doing all the hard work, just couldn't get the result she was after. Bowyer onto the floor and a fumble, gives possession back to Shelley. Make a look to reset and go again.
Jazz averaging almost 3 steals a game. It's a good thing she got that one because that looked like it was going to be another transition layup, and Shada turns that one over.
It's picked off nicely by Bourne. Can she go all the way herself? She gives it off to Rochi. Now they go outside to Peters. It bounces off the rim. As we head courtside to Megan. Megan, do you have an update on Kayla George?
Yeah, she's right as rain. It was practically begging Christy Harrower to get a sub back in. She'll be back into the game soon. And, of course, she's 3rd in games played in this league. And it was 4 years ago today, Kelly Wilson became the first and only player so far to reach 400 WNBL games. You'd think if Kayla keeps going, that might just be in her sights.
Well, do we reckon she'll get there, Damon and Timsy? Kayla George to 400?
Can't see why not.
Why not?
She's not laboring at all.
She's got a 3-year contract, I think, so.
Playing 34 minutes a game, she's fine.
Yeah.
How many games did Jess Bibby play?
Heck of a lot. What a ball player she was. Used
What's
to
up,
love
Jess
watching
Bibby?
Jess Bibby.
Yeah.
And she, really unfortunate, she made it to the WNBA and did her back. 393 games, there you go.
Oh, okay.
There's Kayla George, ready to come back into the action. Still getting it done at 36 years of age, averaging a double-double, 15 points and 11 rebounds as we head to a timeout here in the second quarter. The Flyers 40, Geelong 13. A 27-point lead. The Flyers led by 26 at quarter time. Geelong haven't managed to quite eat into this deficit so far in this second quarter. Just under 4 minutes left on the clock. 3 wins on Geelong's season. They beat Adelaide by 34 points in round 2. They've got a win against the Flyers in round 5 and a win against Perth in round 4, but they have lost their last 8 in a row. 6 of those coming by single figures as well.
I really like how Southside Flyers are going about it. They're clearly like, you know, this isn't a fair fight. They're, but you can only play who's in front of you, but they could be very selfish teams. They could be going one-on-one for individual stuff, but they still playing good team basketball. It's good to see how they being so methodical.
To come out of a timeout here in the second quarter, the Flyers still leading by 27 points. They've got big games against Bendigo and Townsville to come, Timsy, in the next couple of weeks. So you feel like they want to go into those 2 games with momentum and form, and they're showing that so far today.
Yeah, well, as Damon alluded to, I think Christie's messages on how she wants this game played is really starting to show on the court. Share the ball, play with poise, not too many ISOs, understand who's hot, get them the ball. Yeah, it's a nice brand that we've been watching the last 2 games, including this is the 3rd.
Posting some big scores as well, averaging the 99 points in their last 2 weeks, and on their way to a big score tonight. If this continues, is Shyla Hill, shot clock ticking down off to Brett in the corner again. The 3-point, they haven't made one yet so far tonight.
Now that speed right there by Rochi, how's that? She just has a fantastic burst about it, doesn't she? Extremely dynamic.
Roxy was on the defensive end and helped out of that corner on Shyla Hill, and then still managed to beat everybody kind of down court to get herself in position.
1 dribble from the 3-point line. That's how you play basketball. Get from A to B as fast as you can.
She completes a three-point play. Is she in all WNBL contention, do you think, Timsy?
Oh, you've got to have her in the, you know. I'm interested to watch Tuesday night in the pre-show to see who's making that WNBL team this week, because there's some players out there we've got to start talking about, and Rochi's one of them. McConnell's doing some good stuff too out at Bendigo, and you know, you got to start talking about Kelsey Griffin.
Oh.
You know, you take Kelsey Griffin out of Bendigo, they don't win. You take Ball Lays out of Bendigo, they don't win. But if you take Kelsey as well, and I don't think we talk about her enough, you know, she's been super.
Having a great year.
Great year.
Yeah, that first team, all WNBL, is going to be a nightmare to play.
Oh, I reckon we should go 10 players. 10 players and...
Oh, Rochi is feeling it at the moment from the corner, if you don't mind.
And as someone mentioned here, and a coach. Pick a coach.
Wow, yeah.
So if the two of you are choosing your all-WNBL team, how much of it is numbers? It's here. Finally gets the first triple for the Venom of the night. They had missed 13 in a row.
Wow.
And finally gets one to drop. Can that be a team lifter for them? But as I was saying, if you were to pick your all-WNBL team, how much of it is numbers and how much of it, I don't know, is aura, like Kelsey Griffin is?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much talent at the top end. Those top three teams could fill first team and second team if you're being realistic about it. But I'll tell you, in my particular first team, if you're not in the top four, you're not getting in. I just value winning that much. But it is
nice. I think I like it.
Two in.
Yeah. So Holmes, sorry.
Yeah, so the best shooter.
I'm sorry, Mackenzie.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm a fan.
It's going to be
Ruthless selector.
Well, losing doesn't help, though, like you say. Oh, wow. What's going on with the shot clock?
Just have a pause while we sort that out, but this lead 48-16.
Geelong got to find something in this halftime. In 2 minutes' time, whether they can get this lead, it's not even about, I guess, the lead. You want to be able to get some points on the board to let Flyers know that we actually can score. We might not be able to stop you from scoring, but we can at least score a little bit ourselves. But they need some goals, Timsy. When they come out of that halftime locker room.
I'll give them one.
Well, there's no better way to show your club loyalty this WNBL season than repping your favourite player's jersey. Whether you're in the stands or watching from home, you can wear it with pride. Check out this season's full range of club merch now at WNBLstore.com.au.
When you're shooting 25% as a team, you can't only have 2 offensive rebounds.
Okay, so you give them an offensive rebound goal. Yep.
That's one thing, so they're not just one shot and done for the night.
I need to limit. I need to cut out all defensive transition buckets.
Well, yeah, and also I think the other thing too is in line with that, which would be really hard for them to watch, but I think they need to see it, is the amount of jogging, no desperation in those fast break situations either. So on a number of occasions, especially in the first quarter, players just jogging back with no desperation to try and save the day. Some not even getting over the centre line.
Flyers lead is 30 points with 2 minutes to go in the first half. Can Hill provide a spark? Hands it off to Sharp, wide open for 3. It's no good.
Yeah, Kayla just didn't come out of the key on that one, and Alex Sharp's not going to get a better look than that. Sometimes it just simply comes down to, can you make shots? And right now, 7% from the three-point line by the Venom.
But I
Flyers, I'm sure, are happy to see them shoot threes.
I've got to say, something in me just believes they're gonna have one good quarter this game, Geelong. They'll come out and they'll have a really big quarter and give it a crack. I don't think they will play 4 quarters like this.
And at some stage, I'm sure Christy Harrell will take out her starting 5.
Well, no,
that might be the time, because you're not going to play your starters 30-odd minutes.
George 0 from 2 at the free throw line. She's an 82% shooter so far this season at the charity stripe. It's uncharacteristic for her. Can she make it up on the defensive end? She gets a deflection. Shares it around with Locke, and then off to Rochi. This battle between her and Charlotte Hill continues. Now George, back to Rochi. Handing it off to Indy Bowyer from long range. Off target. Oh, but a fumble. Peters cleans it up.
Communication again. So maybe that's the other thing they've got to talk about at half-time.
Talk about communication? Let's communicate about the communication problems.
Well, if you're going to call switch, you call it loud or whatever, but make sure somebody out there knows what you're doing.
Notched the half-century already,
Well.
the Flyers. Some good defense shown by the Venom. And Woolley takes it away and hands it off to Rd12. Let's see what they can draw up here. Into the corner for Heel, over the top, Clinch Hoykar working the baseline sharp again from the corner. She misses again. Rebound falls to Locke. George, a delightful pass to Bowyer with a nice finish on top.
Great pass, great finish with the left hand from Indy.
Just so good.
Good offensive transition. It was slow. Caught George and Woolley. Just relaxed a little bit when it went into the post. You know what, Timsy, like, I've been on the team that lost 16 straight, and it's so damaging to the soul, to the basketball spirit. You almost wait for, are we going to lose again? It is a real heavy cloud that hangs over players, and sometimes it becomes such a habit that they lose all faith in themselves. You almost got to get into the locker room and just say, can we just win the first 5 minutes of the third quarter? Make it so simple to try to restore a little bit of pride.
Well, right now you start thinking about the different ways to win without, like you say, only being on the scoreboard. So in this next quarter, can we out-rebound them? Can we, you know, so you set yourself different ways you're going to go about winning in different ways.
5 seconds on the clock in the second. Andrews to inbound to George, pulls the trigger and puts the exclamation mark on a stunning opening half from the Southside Melbourne Flyers. They are hungry to finish in the top 4, and they are making a statement tonight. At halftime, they lead the Geelong Venom 55-18. What a way to end the second quarter as Kayla George cashes in. She's up to 8 points for the half. And they've got scorers everywhere, the Flyers. Rochi leading the way with 13, Peters with 11, George with the 8, Bourne with the 7, the top scorers. As we head courtside to Megan Huswaite, who is with Tara Reid.
Well, Southside has been looking to find consistency. You're not going to find a bigger first half than that.
Yeah, no, it's been a big focus. I think, you know, with our kind of losing game streak, you know, we just wanted to play better, and that's what we focus on every time, and that's what we're still going to be focusing on, continuing on in the season.
How do you maintain the rage in the second half? You would think they're going to throw something at you.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Geelong's a good team. The score doesn't really show how good they are, but they're going to come back and they're always going to fight. So, you know, we just need to be prepared, stay consistent, and be strong in what we're doing.
And just finally, Michelle Timms in commentary is loving what you're doing off the bench. Now, it's circumstances to why you're coming off the bench, but what's your mindset subbing into the game?
I mean, yeah, I just want to win, and I'll do whatever is best for my team. And if Christy thinks that that's coming off the bench, you know, I'm fine with that. I'm not fussed about it. So, yeah, we're winning, and it's been good. You know, getting rotations in, Naya is like such a good energy for us. So, yeah, I think it's been good.
That's a ripping mindset. Well done in the first half. Good luck in the second.
Thank you.
Thanks to Megan and Tara. It's a 37-point halftime lead to the Southside Melbourne Flyers. Don't go anywhere. Two of the best basketball coaching minds in the country, Damon Lowry and Michelle Timms, are going to analyse the first half for you after the break.
But right now, you can only play who's in front of you. And I just got questions, right? I'm sitting here looking at a 38-point deficit, and I just got a question for the Geelong girls. Do you guys like basketball right now? Like, what is happening? Like, you need to have some form of pride. It could be, there's worse things you could be doing in life than right now playing basketball on a Saturday night. This is, you know what I mean, Timsy? This is basketball that we're talking about.
Yeah.
And they got to come out. I better see something in the first 30 seconds of the third quarter that shows me you actually like what you're doing.
You know, I honestly think we will see that, though, Damon. That, you know,
Welcome back to the State Basketball Centre. Three-quarter time, and the Flyers lead the Venom by 44 points as we get the final term underway. Jess Webster with you in commentary tonight, alongside Women's Kangaroos head coach Damon Lowry and five-time WNBL champion and Olympian Michelle Timms. And courtside for us tonight is Megan Hustwaite, who was around the Geelong huddle at three-quarter time. Megan, what were the key messages?
Well, Chris Lucas, ever the teacher and the mentor. Of course, he's the most experienced coach in this league, having notched 400 WNBL games coached earlier this season. The messages were around D-trans and urgency on the defensive end in this final quarter. And his final message to his players was pretty simple. It was 3 words. Guys, hey, come on.
That's 4.
Maybe the last one was abbreviated, maybe. Thank you, Megan.
Come on.
44 points the deficit for the Venom.
Manny doing it all. 2 threes, taking a charge. I love it when a big girl takes a charge.
I think Damon just turned my mic off. I didn't know I was going that badly tonight, Damon.
Not bad. I hit the wrong button. I was looking for my cough button.
That's all right. We're back underway.
All this girl, you hear that? I'm sorry. Coughing up a lung over here. I'm leaving Kayla George out there, Timsy. You got 3 minutes to get your triple-double. She's on 13 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Wow. You can't get it in 3 minutes. Come sit down.
We haven't seen one yet this season, so.
Annalie Maley has teased us a couple of times.
Yes. Bowyer over the top to McKenzie, who couldn't find Kayla George. Oh, no. Kayla's pleading her case to the ref.
Who's the Flyers got next, Jess? Who's their next game? Because they, you know, this is fun time. It's party time right now. But
the next 2 games are Bendigo, Townsville. 2 games around 13. So
okay, they'll know who they know where they are now. Townsville's a little bit compromised right now.
Townsville's a little bit beaten up right now.
He's sharp from long range, can't get it done. Bowyer with the rebound.
Well, I was going to say something a bit outlandish, but I honestly feel
go for it, Timsy.
each time they play, they get better and better. With a better understanding of what Coach Harrow is trying to get them to play, and it seems like they're bought into it well and truly these last 3 games.
If they can defend,
can they? Yeah.
It's all about. They got the offensive talent. If they can defend.
Well, I like the way that Christie junks it up. It keeps you guessing.
Down to Megan courtside.
Sorry, Damon, your girl Kayla George has just subbed out. Just for now, I imagine Christy Harrow will understand sentiment. We might see her again. But Timsy, just on Southside's momentum, Kayla George told us pre-game last round against Adelaide, she actually drew on the Las Vegas Aces for inspiration and said they lost a game by about 50-odd in the last WNBA season, and they went on to achieve it all, as we know. And Kayla knows best. She's a WNBA champion with the Aces after all.
Indeed.
It'd be nice if AJ Wilson came out here and played in the offseason. That'd be something, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So the Flyers have won 3 out of their past 4. They, as we mentioned, take on Bendigo and Townsville next round. In the previous matchups against those 2, they've lost twice to Bendigo this season by a combined 18 points. A loss to Townsville by 21 and a win against Townsville in round 6. And they've also played Perth, the other member of the top 4, twice and lost by a combined 20 points. So in those matchups, one win and the rest were losses, but they've had their moments against
different team now. Different team now.
You have to be lucky and good to win a championship. Do we know how long Lauren Cox is out for? Have we heard anything
I'll tell
specific?
you, we haven't. I don't think we've heard, have we, Jess? Oh,
I reckon Megan is all across that news. We did know she was going in for scans on that knee, Megan. Do you have anything else to add?
Yeah, I can sadly confirm Lauren Cox has ruptured that ACL. MRI scans determined that yesterday, but the tricky thing for Townsville is that they would need a replacement player to suit up against Geelong next Tuesday night to qualify for WNBA finals, so WNBL finals, but it looks very unlikely they'll be able to get a replacement player at this stage.
Yeah, that's interesting, Megan, because I think that it's 8 games you have to play to qualify for finals, and they've got 8 left. So yeah, they'd have to find a player by Tuesday. It looks like that won't happen. So that's a massive loss to Townsville.
Well, I heard they were going after Lauren Jackson. She's sitting in their own back. I'm only joking, folks at home.
Hey, what's Tess Madgen doing right now? Oh, no, she's in Adelaide. As Jazz Shelley shoots a one-legged runner, no bueno.
They need a big player.
Yeah. I mean, and Abby Ellis, she'll be back soon. But Lucy Olsen is obviously getting more reps in the backcourt. But, yeah, one more big.
They need a big who can shoot the 3 if you're going to challenge.
And then time and
Perth
everything.
Bendigo.
Because you see Bendigo just picked up Emma Clark. So glad she's back in the league. Can't wait to see how she goes at Bendigo. But who's to say that, you know, if this had happened a little bit earlier, they might have been on the phone to somebody like Emma, somebody who's already played in the league before, 6'1". Yeah, so now they got to just finish it off with what they got.
Bendigo sent a message, didn't they? That was a huge win in Townsville.
Oh, Bowyer from outside the arc, getting in on the highlights tonight.
Got a good stroke, India. Like her shot.
Yeah, it's fluid.
Stark contrast on the 3-point range tonight. It's Geelong at 2 from 20.
Oof.
Here's Holmes taking on Poch, hands it off to Shelley.
Great defense by Manny Poch.
Slid her
He's
feet.
like, you ain't going nowhere. You're not coming any deeper in this key.
Bowyer go for it again.
Nope, she's going to be patient, let Manny get in the block, because she got the mismatch.
Andrews into the corner for Marissa, gets around Brett, back to Andrews. They share it around. They get a look now for Nikita Young.
Just sharing the rock.
Holmes with a putback, adds to her tally. She's up to 14 tonight. So Young, Bowyer, Andrews, Marissa and Poch on the floor for the Flyers at the moment. Shelley, Brett, Sharphill and Holmes, which was the starting 5 for the Venom, still out there at the moment with 6 minutes on the clock.
Good to see Nikita Young on the floor. Everybody who doesn't play normally, as Manny Poch threw it right in the back of Sharpie's arm. You want to get minutes in everybody.
Oof. Poor thing slipped over.
Heel to Shelley, a little bit of miscommunication, and Flyers will gain back possession.
And who's Geelong got next, Jess? They got an opportunity to make amends for this one. Who they play?
Unfortunately, isn't going to get any easier. They've got back-to-back games against Townsville, so they've got a second game this round on Tuesday night, and then take on Townsville again in round 13. As we head courtside to Megan.
I'd just like to clarify that Lauren Cox, in fact, has a patella injury, not an ACL. I've got that wrong, but she is out for the rest of the WNBL season. Townsville have had an excellent record of replacement players in recent years. One of them out there tonight is Shyla Hill, who played in the championship for them a few years ago. They've had Amanda Zoe B and, of course, Nia Coffey last season. So if any team can pull off a late season miracle with a replacement player, it will no doubt be the Fire.
You got any inside scoops, Megs, that you're not telling us about?
After that, getting the ACL wrong when it was a patella, I'll just stay mum for now. I think, Tipsy, I don't know my nose from my toes.
Susie Bakovic still in shape. Good crossover move by
that's
Charlotte.
sweet. That's like textbook heel. That was sweet. She's that little shimmy and crosses it low and quick.
And that the timeout from Christy Hare where she's like, oh, nope, not giving up any easy buckets in transition. We got standards around here as we check the Indy replay. And she has hit Indy with the crossover, right to left. Got herself an easy bucket.
13 points for Shiloh Hill tonight, averaging a 16 per game. 3.5 assists as well. So 19 points to Hayley Peters. She is in 5 form, as we mentioned, the last couple of weeks. So 13 points against Adelaide. So in the 3 wins that they've had the last 3 weeks. Hayley Peters, 13 points, 21 points, and 19 points tonight. Maddie Rocci with a 15. She had 13 at half-time. And Kayla George, I don't know if we're going to see her in these last 5.5 minutes, but she's got 13 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, Damon.
No, that's it. You can't put her out there in a 41-point win. That's bad basketball karma when you're chasing records like that. But no, they did what they were supposed to do, the starting 5. But the Flyers, they can put their feet up, cheer on the girls who don't play as much.
You know, Shyla Heel going to the rack then is, you know, we haven't seen enough of that across the board from Geelong. They really haven't got downhill much, got any easy buckets in transition. You know, they've shot 48 out of 79 have been from the three-point line. Can that be right? That's what my maths is saying.
I'm going to back you in, Timsy, because my maths isn't great at the best of times.
Oh, now I'm worried I got that way wrong. Oh, no, I got that way wrong.
Yeah.
That's their percent. No, it's not.
Here's Bowyer from the corner. It's off target. Let's get another opportunity for you, Marissa.
That was ridiculous. My bad.
Do it over. Do it over.
I'll do it. Nah, it doesn't look nearly as good as that.
Bowyer from long range.
That is a really nice stroke. Missed the one just previous. Backed herself to shoot the next one. India knocks it down.
Beats her previous season high, 6 points. Also against Geelong in round 5.
Timsy, would you experiment with any other new sets or plays with this lead? If you're Christy Harrower? Anything you got up your sleeve you want to see if it'll work?
Not here. Although most of the teams might have turned the TV off, not watching, they might have got away with it, but no. I might try some defense, mate. I don't know. No, I'll probably just leave it as is. What about you?
I wouldn't mind seeing a couple of sets for some specific players, like quick hitter type situation, you know? Like, especially now that India Bowers hit a couple of threes. I like to maybe just look at this play for a 3, see if we can execute. Because I want to get something else out of this game, too.
Sorry, I thought you meant with your starters on.
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, they've turned it over on this occasion, so Geelong will get another look.
Yeah, no, Geelong's only taken 21 three-pointers. Sorry for that ridiculous non-stat.
That's all right.
Oh, how embarrassing.
Happens to the best of us, Timsy. Happened to Dame and I many times so far this season.
It won't be the last time. Good pass. Good block.
Tiratano to finish it off. Bounces off the rim, but do win another opportunity. Oh, no, Shelley just runs into a brick wall.
Good try defensively. Young stayed in front of her, just possibly reached in.
And the Flyers are doing a good job, too, of not fouling, not putting Geelong to the stripe. I mean, it's really... Christy's going to have to be really picky in the film session to find some flaws in this particular game.
Oh, she'll find it in the third quarter.
She'll find a little bit.
Third quarter.
It shouldn't be too long, though, of a film session.
Another great attendance tonight at the State Basketball Centre. Enjoying what they're seeing from the Flyers.
They mean business, though. I don't know what the schedule was like for all these other teams, but they train New Year's Day.
Yes.
Yes.
They've got some challenging games in the run home, as we mentioned. Bendigo Townsville in round 13. They play Townsville and Perth. Back-to-back games in round 15.
Does Geelong have another win in them? That's what I'm thinking.
They
If
run
I'm Chris
home.
Lucas, sorry, Jess. If I'm Chris Lucas, I'm thinking, okay, we are where we are. We are who we are. But can we get one more?
They do. Look, when they played Canberra a couple of games ago, they could have won that. I think maybe should have. They had them on the ropes. They just didn't finish the game off in a smart way, I think, when they were trying to get, back in it with a couple of points.
Well, they've got 2 games against Sydney and 1 against Adelaide in the Caps in the run home.
Okay, there it is. The Adelaide game is circled.
Okay.
Out of all of those games, Adelaide is the
Adelaide, Caps, and who? Sydney.
2 against Sydney, 1 each against Adelaide and
Sydney
Caps.
are balling.
Poch for 2.
Mid-range game, Potts. 3-ball. Post up.
Junior national team. Gee, she was good.
You said
She had
Hayley
foul
Peters
trouble in the gold medal game.
is an X. You said Hayley Peters is an X factor. What about Manny Poch? Triple X factor?
Oh, not quite, but she'll be more than an X factor one day, though. I like her game.
Still so young.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think the crowd loves her as well.
No, we definitely haven't seen the best of her yet. But she's in a good environment to learn off of.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, how lucky for her. Christy as a coach, Kayla George as your mentor.
Exactly.
Well, of course, the point guard always helps. Directing things. Rochi will throw her in there too. You know, she really moves her feet well defensively too, Manny. Got some agility about her.
Imogen Rocks checked in, getting her a couple of minutes.
Manny Potch has surpassed 100 career points as well tonight. Came into tonight with 95. She's got the 10 to an egg. Brett floats it in. Palia takes it down the floor, hands it off to Young. Here is Manny Potch.
Oh,
Not sure who she was looking for there. There's a foul called.
The last thing these girls want to do for the Flyers is lower the standard, lower the brand, so to speak. So they're out there trying to execute.
Imogen Rock is also onto the floor at the moment for the Flyers. Seen a lot of game time this season, so great to see her get an opportunity.
it's a big moment for them, that's for sure.
Returns this season as a development player, made a debut last season. Possession will remain with the Venom.
Now Locke's coming back in. Putting your starter back out there.
Andrews.
Andrews comes off as Locke checks back in. 2.5 to play in this final quarter.
Oh, Locke's probably about their age, the one out there. She only played 14 minutes.
Ooh, hard screen.
Flyers led by 26 at quarter time, 37 at half time, 44 at three-quarter time. So we see Christy Harrower on the sideline. 41-point lead at the moment.
And Christy's got to keep coaching. She got a young team out there on the floor. You don't just sit down and go, okay, the game's over with. I still got to coach the younger girls who don't get that much playing time. This is part of the gig.
And I love watching that. Manny Pooch was
Here we go, Nylock in the corner, drops in!
just as the coach drew up and she slapped 5 with the crowd. Go, you good thing.
Put that one on the highlights reel.
Yeah, no, Manny was out there telling everyone, settle down, do this, Lock, just wait, hold your horses.
This is what they drew up. Young, off to Nylock. The best part about this, the celebrations.
Oh, yes, she did.
She made contact.
They're not going to wash their hand. Oh, good D.
Woolley
Nice shot.
I like Georgia Woolley. She just scored. She got a lot of game about her. In a bad situation at the moment this season, but at least she's in the league and getting some valuable reps in.
Hit.
Returned home this season from a stint in the US. Injury replacement player is Georgia Woolley, at 22 years of age.
I'm going to ask a stupid question right now. Didn't she have yellow basketball shoes on in the first half, or was that someone else? I was sure that was Woolley. Now she's got pink.
Here's another look at Nylock. Oh, didn't quite get the high five. Let's head courtside to Megan.
Well, sometimes the contest within the contest is most entertaining, and for me it's been watching two of the corporate boxers in the second half, the Locke family and the Potch family. And they've been going head-to-head in enthusiasm, energy, celebrations and big smiles on their face.
Love that, Megan. Plenty of cheers from those corporate boxers tonight, I reckon. Southside Melbourne Flyers on their way to another big score. 85-113 in the last 2 weeks, and they've notched 91 points. At the moment, a minute to play, Returno misfires. Georgia Taylor is onto the floor, as well as Mole. Clinch card. Bounces off the rim, out of play. Locke takes it down the floor. Poch is calling the shots. This is the youngster, Imogen Rock.
That's a good move. Jab step, pretty quick too. Almost got on the rim, almost got herself to the stripe. I like how the team looks after that.
Lily Rotunno from outside the arc, it goes down.
The crew try to get him a bucket.
Oh, Willie again. I'm liking her game.
Final 30 seconds at the State Basketball Centre. What have the Flyers got left after a dominant night? Locke from downtown hits the sweet spot. Brings the crowd to their feet. What a night it has been if you're a Flyers fan. They are hunting down 4th position on the ladder. And they get it done in style tonight in a Victorian showdown at the State Basketball Centre. The Flyers take down the Venom 94-52. They meant business from the opening tip-off Southside. They led by 26 at quarter time, 37 at the half, 44 by 3/4 time. And they finish 42-point winners here tonight.
Did exactly what they were supposed to do. 4th spot is still secure and probably will be for the remainder of the season, I dare say. Christy Harrell wouldn't have a whole lot to pick at because that was a comprehensive beatdown from start to finish. In Geelong, they gotta get on the highway and have some soul searching to do for the Venom, but they got more games left to make up for it.
Hayley Peters top scored tonight with 19. She's certainly found her form in the last 3 weeks. Maddie Rocci with the 15, Kayla George with 13. Nia Locke also hit double-digit figures with 11 thanks to that 3-pointer in the dying seconds. And Manny Poch as well on double figures. And Ivy Bowyer finished with 10 points as well. So that makes it 6 players in double digits for the Flyers tonight. And for the Venom, Holmes finished with 17 plus 7 rebounds. Heel with the 15 points. And Jazz Shelley with the 8 points. So the Southside Flyers will take on Bendigo and Townsville in round 13. And Megan Huswaite is down courtside with their superstar captain, Kayla George. Over to you, Megan.
Well, Kayla, 3 on the trot. Way to start the new year.
You bloody ripper. No, it feels really good. I mean, a season goes through ebbs and flows, and we've had a few on the downer, so it's nice to be on the other end and winning games, but it doesn't mean much right now, you know. We just got to keep staying confident and hopefully continue to rack up some wins and continue to play, you know, a good level of basketball and be consistent with who we want to be looking like.
Consistency's been the key, hasn't it, to finding some consistency, because you've been doing it in patches, but to have done it now to get 3 wins and get things back happening again.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry. Finish your question. Yeah, so definitely patches of consistency were not enough. I mean, sometimes it got us over the line, but we weren't obviously winning like we are now. So, but in saying that, like, we have to, second half of the season, you know, New Year's resolution, find consistency more often, and here we are. One game into the new year and we're doing it right. But look, it doesn't mean a whole lot right now. We have to continue to play like Flyers brand of basketball and, you know, shake some stuff up. She was about to swear then, sorry.
Shake some stuff up is good. That can start Friday night in good old Ballarat, because you take on Bendigo and then you take on Townsville. So next round's going to be as good a time as any to try and claim a scalp.
Yeah, well, look, we're feeling confident after, you know, the 3 wins. So, you know, we've had some good bouts against Bendigo, and I used to be a lady miner back in 2009, so I like playing out of Ballarat. Well, that's a new stadium now, not at the old Miner Dome anymore. But no, I'm excited for those games. It's a great challenge for us. I feel like, you know, using our confidence from the last 3 games and really just, you know, using that residue to jump into the next round and hopefully shake some things around.
I was watching the Southside bench there in the final minutes, and I think maybe the most joy you got tonight was Nia Locke knocking down some shots, and these young girls, they're bringing a big smile to your face.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, they all work so hard. They're all at every training with all of us. So it's really great that we can get, you know, them on the floor, and not just for the minutes at the end of the game, but for almost the whole quarter in the end there. So it's great. Nia's been starting for us and playing really well. And you know, she just grabbed the opportunity as soon as it was her number called, and she's playing really well. She runs the floor like a gazelle, and she knocked down some trizzies tonight, which is fantastic. And Manny tonight hit a few threes as well. She's been shooting really well at training, and I'm just really. Indy had. I could go through the group, right? But do we have time in the broad part?
No, actually, we do.
Oh, we do. Oh, shivers. All right. Well. Besides a few missed free throws, what the heck was that about? We move on. Christy's probably going to make us shoot 50 before we leave the bloody training next week. But, yeah, stoked for everyone. It's a nice feeling winning. Winning's fun. So, we just want to bottle that up and make sure we remember how this feels, and also remember that winning's really hard, but it's fun once you win.
We've done a lot of it, Kayla. Just finally, how are you enjoying being back in Melbourne? You played for the Boomers for a few seasons. You've been here, there, everywhere, man. But you've got your little family and all of the dogs here in Melbourne. Are you enjoying being back?
Yeah, besides the bipolar weather, I really do enjoy Melbourne a lot. This is it's a great time. And yeah, I do have my whole crew here. So it's fun. I love it here. I love being back. And I love being back at SBC. I love this spot.
Yeah, well, you play well here, that's for sure. See you in Ballarat.
See ya.
Fabulous interview. Thanks so much to Megan Harswaite and Kayla George. Always a pleasure to have a chat to her. Timsy, as we take a look at some of the highlights of Kayla George tonight, who was put on ice. But you mentioned earlier in the call, you can't underestimate the impact and influence that Kayla George has on this group at Southside Flyers.
Yeah.
I mean, what a superstar.
Yeah, and tonight 13, 8 and 7. As Damon, we knew she was on triple. What's it called?
Triple double.
Triple double?
That's it.
Triple double watch.
Yep.
Oh, I usually say TW. Anyway. Yeah, and she was brilliant, and she's such a great leader for this team.
Where does she stand in your mind among the all-time WNBL greats?
She's got to be up there. Yeah. I think of Batkovic, and then work the way down where she sits with someone like a Batgirl. Oh, I'd have to have a good think.
Yeah.
Have to have a good think and a good hard look at those stats.
Yeah,
and wear glasses when I do it next time.
But in her 18th season of WNBL, Kayla George, she is still humming and going along beautifully. And she's just absolutely hungry to get a championship as well this season. As we head back courtside, speaking of another Southside Flyers player who is going along beautifully this season, it's Maddie Rocci, and she's courtside with Megan.
Yeah, she's in some ripper form, Maddie Rocci, and we can't call the game with Michelle Timms and Damon Larry, two of the great guards. Two big fans of you without having a chat tonight. You're in some great form, but I guess the big thing for you being a leader of this club is the winning streak.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously everyone talks about the games that you lose, but for us as a playing group, I think we've come out the past 3 games and it's shown that we are able to do it, and we can do it if we put 4 quarters of basketball together. And it's all about being confident and believing in the group that we do have. And I think that you can just tell the past 3 games that we've started the game in great form, and I think we've had multiple contributors, and I think that's something that's definitely going to help us moving forward.
What's the key to the consistency of your game? You are the barometer for the Flyers and have been over the last few years with different teams around you, but can you take us into that mindset?
Yeah, I think for me it's about starting the game with an aggressive mindset and about getting my teammates in the game as well. I think a lot of the time teams try and bulk us down in the half court, because when we get out and we run in transition, we're definitely a team that's hard to stop. And I think for me it's about being aggressive on the rim, but also finding my teammates and just setting the standard for us from the very start of the game.
And we spoke pre-game about a little phrase that you're using at the moment. You've been stuffing the stat sheet this season. For a few weeks there, the turnovers were a little bit of an issue. But can you tell us about the 2 words beginning with P that you're sort of embracing as you look to work on that element of your game?
Yeah, just poise and patience for me. I think that my mind goes 120 miles an hour, and Christy always says to me, Roch, you got to slow your mind down. And I think for me, it's about growing as a point guard. And I think Christy's helped me in that way a lot with on-court stuff. But yeah, for me, it's about being poised and patient and just letting the game come to me. And I think over the past few weeks, I've done that. And just limiting my turnovers helps the team. So if I can keep doing that for the rest of the season, it's going to be good for us.
Well, remember when you were a young little guard playing for Canberra, and Michelle Timms and I were doing a WNBL show together, and Timsy picked it. She liked that kid Rocci from the Capitals. You've come a long way, and may you continue to soar.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Megan and Maddie, as we take a look at some of Maddie Rocci's highlights tonight. She had 13 points in the opening half. She finished with 15, but talking about setting the tone. She did that in the opening half.
She did. Came out and played with some real aggression, up the floor on defense, getting steals, but pushing the ball in transition and taking care of the ball. And that is a good thing that she said, like, you know, you're being coached by one of the greatest to have ever done it in Christy Harrower. And what advice to get? A point guard whisperer she is. So as long as she's taking that type of stuff on board, that is the only thing in her game that I feel as that matures and gets a little bit better, she doesn't have a real flaw. She's tough-nosed. I love it. Yeah. She can shoot the ball when it's time to shoot the ball. And she, like, we look at her, the stat sheet right there, 5 of 8 from the field, made both her threes, 5 dimes. Just a great lead guard for the Flyers.
Yeah, she is. And for me, I think the other thing I really enjoyed about her season so far is that I feel like her IQ for the game and her feel for the game has become a lot better under Christy. Especially this season, working on it last year, but especially this season, like knowing when to push, knowing when not, we've got to get this ball through hands. Like, so I feel like she's not only improved her physical side of the game, but her mental side and approach to the game. And you know what I really liked about that as well, is that she really, owned it. She knows it, what she's got to work on. And, you know, that's halfway of winning that battle.
Another strong performance tonight from the Southside Melbourne Flyers. They beat Geelong by 42 points. Still plenty more to come. Stay with us. We're going to wrap it all up for you after the break. Welcome back to the State Basketball Centre. The Southside Melbourne Flyers, big winners tonight over the Geelong Venom by 42 points. They made a statement indeed as they make it 3 in a row as they look to secure that all-important 4th place on the WNBL26 ladder. Jess Webster with you alongside Women's Kangaroos head coach Damon Lowry and 5-time WNBL champion Michelle Timms. Damon and Timsy, I'd love to know, what is your highlight from tonight? If you had to pick one highlight, one shot, one player, what do you think it would be?
You know, a lot of highlights from the Southside Flyers. I like the overall team way they went about dismantling Geelong. They didn't do it by just one individual player being brilliant. They did it as a collective, and that just showed me that they're on the right page. Christy Harris was coaching her butt off over there and getting the girls to play both ends of the floor.
Well, my highlight had to be the fact that all those kids who normally don't get to play got on. I love that.
Well, we did see some scores. These are some of the second half highlights. Izzy Bourne doing some nice things, but the likes of Indy Bowyer had 10 points. We had Manny Potch as well with the 10, Nia Locke with 11 as well. So how important is it as a coach to be able to give opportunities to some of these players?
Yeah, like Kayla said, those girls come to training and put in the hours same as everybody else does, and it's good for them to be rewarded, but there's no free rides. Christy Harris not going to just give you playing time for the sake of it. Those girls are earning their stripes. Every one of these reps is important. Even in a blowout win, they still played the right way.
There's another one of my highlights. Is Manny going to work, and Locke, and then the slapping 5.
Having fun.
A virtual one.
And plenty of big smiles out there. She knocked down a couple of big triples, did Nia Locke, who has been starting for the Flyers in the last couple of weeks, so really making the most of her opportunity. As is Hayley Peters, who in the last 3 weeks has been in superb form as the Flyers have generated this 3-game winning streak. Timsy, you said she is an X factor. Talk us through her performance tonight.
Well, she's great. Just tick the box, just another great performance by her. She does all the little things. She crashes the board, she shoots the ball nice, she sets great picks. She's just Miss Blue Collar for me. And she provides them with a lot of flexibility and that extra score power, which they really needed. They had Bourne, George and Rochi, and now to have another one consistently in the top, 4 the leading scorers is really going to help them down the stretch.
She's now scored 53 points in the past 3 weeks as the Flyers have made it 3 in a row, Damon. That's pretty impressive.
Now, a good balance. The 3-headed monster in the front court, they work well together. Get right shots. Look at her 4-shot chart right there. A bit of everything.
That's a sweet shot. Wouldn't you love that shot chart?
Yeah, she can hit a 3-ball. She can hit the mid-range. She gets inside. And I have the high expectations for all imports in the league, so it's good to see her producing.
Absolutely. Well, amongst the highlight reels tonight is Manny Potch. She scored 15 points a couple of weeks ago and was player of the match. Tonight she gave us a little bit more of what we love to see from Manny Potch, but we speak a lot about her potential. She's still only 19 years of age, but when you look at the way Manny Potch plays, why do you think she has so much potential?
She's got that deep 3-ball, that's one thing. And I think defensively, although she struggled last week and didn't get so many minutes against Sydney, I think her defense is pretty good, look at that, she's fairly agile. And that's something she's just going to get better and better at defensively as the older she gets, the more reps she gets against these, professional women. She's only very young.
Absolutely. So finished with the 10 points today. 4 from 7 from the field, a couple of 3-pointers as well, a couple of rebounds, and gives us a bit of everything. So attention now turns to the rest of the round and the ladder, which makes things very interesting. So the Flyers, they want that 4th spot. They've got 3 in a row. They play Bendigo and Townsville as we take a look at the Bunnings Warehouse ladder next week. Damon, can you think they can take a scalp next round?
They absolutely can. Anything can happen in that top 4. Townsville are not compromised with the bad news that Lauren Cox is out for the rest of the season. Courtney Woods with the hamstring. Hopefully she's back soon, but they're vulnerable right now. Perth Lynx looking like they're unbeatable. Bendigo is sitting on top of the ladder, but anything I feel can still happen in that top 4.
Bendigo on top at the moment. Timsy, are they the team to beat, or have
clearly,
you got it? Yep.
I think, for me, I was saying it all the time too. Oh, well, it's Townsville, Perth. And Bendigo have been sitting up there. What, are we blind? They're sitting up there, and then that statement they made in Townsville, they're the team to beat. As much as part of me says Perth is, but I think Bendigo deserve to be the team to beat.
Statements made everywhere. Bendigo have won 10 in a row. Flyers made a big statement tonight, but this is the rest of round 12. Still plenty more action to come tomorrow. We've got the Caps and the Lynx, the Lightning and the Fire. How are they going to respond without Courtney Woods and Lauren Cox on Monday? The Flames take on the team to beat, according to Michelle Timms, Bendigo Spirit, before the Geelong Venom are back in action on Tuesday night when they face the Townsville Fire. But tonight, it was the Flyers who made it 3 in a row. They won by 42 points. They're hunting down a top 4 position, and they did it in style against a very vocal home crowd. Thanks for your company. We'll see you again soon. Good night.